Hey, hey, hey.
What's up?
It is another glorious day on the precipice of watching this country go straight into a shit.
All right.
Am I wrong?
No. Not
Let's give it a few minutes.
at all.
We got a few people jumping in. Cool. Real fast to appease the brown shirts at Facebook and whatever government agencies, looking to harass us. Anything we say on here is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Check your facts. This is just a couple of people who are like-minded bitching. We don't claim to be a news outlet or anything else. So we're not trying to sow dissent or, encouraging negative or hostile behavior amongst anybody. We're just putting an opinion out there that we share. And that's it.
Very good.
So if you need clarity on that, that's as clear as I'm going to get. Rewind the bitch and watch it again. Call a friend to walk you through what I'm saying. That's the best I can do. Palmetto, I understand. I don't want to watch it, but I feel like I'm going to have to. I want to find out. I want to see how it goes. Tell him, Ozzy. Oh. But you got to think that the whole thing tonight is going to be me and Saxman were talking behind the scenes a little while ago. We know that they're going to bait Trump, and unfortunately, that's his weak spot. But if he can go in there, and when they ask him whatever fucking question they throw at him to try and trip him up, answer the question quickly and succinctly, then retort to that dumb bitch sitting across from him, the cackling cockholster, and put her in her place. Take the time to get her. So if she starts spewing a bunch of bullshit about him, he doesn't need to address that. He needs to address that after he answers whatever question they ask him.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to lead him off topic and him not answer questions. And then they're going to spin it like, well, he didn't really answer any questions asked him. But they don't mention anything about the cackling cockholster lying through her teeth about everything about it.
And I'm hoping he does during that. I hope he just calls her out as a liar.
Well, he probably will, because the New Yorker's going to come out in him. We already know this.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm cool with that. But I just don't want to see him get baited, because he needs to decimate this dumb bitch tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to run her ass up in a tree and saw the limb out from under her. That's how important it is.
I kind of hope he does it like when he debated Hillary. Because that was a great debate.
Oh, yeah. And she was just such a nasty, vile bitch to begin with. And watch him get a hold of that ass, that was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't ask for much better than that. But I just don't want to see him get baited into some shit, because they're going to try and do that to spin it in her favor. I mean, have you seen everything that she has changed her position on this past week?
Pretty much everything.
She says the AR-15s are off the table, the mandatory buyback. Now she's wanting to get funding for the border. And I forget what, now she's for fracking. I heard that, Ozzy, and I hope that that's the case.
He will do great as long as, just like you said, he doesn't get up there and start, getting into his long story. I had a thing over here. As long as he
focus.
doesn't do that. And
He's
he
tunnel
focuses.
vision. whatever's said to him, tuck this shit away and then wait for the question. When the question comes his way, answer it quickly and succinctly. You don't have to go into a fucking dissertation and then turn around and unload on that cackling cockholster for whatever she said.
Right.
You need to keep her ass backed up on the ropes and answer all your questions at the same time. You can do it. I mean, here's the thing: if he performs poorly tonight, they're going to spend everything they possibly can to paint him. I mean, all the media is already against him to begin with, except for what, Newsmax. So, you know, everyone's going to paint him in a corner and try to watch every network station. They're all going to be saying the same fucking speech with the same verbiage. Every one of them. And,
yeah, because it's all corporate media.
Yeah, it's all going to be the same shit. It's like fucking Pravda 2.0. We couldn't have helped him prepare for the debate, Palmetto, because there's FCC regulations that would be violated. My language alone would get him yanked. And he probably can bitch better than I can. You know, I don't have the opportunity, though.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy the shit out of that. But anyway, as I was saying, the thing is that we all know that if Kamala manages to pull this shit off and win, what's going to happen is all the shit she said that, you know, she's for now, she's going to have fucking amnesia come when she takes over the White House. And you're going to see her go after the fucking middle class. You're going to see her go after everything she can tax, your fucking retirement, your investments, your bank accounts, any fucking property you got. This bitch is going to try to make you impoverished. She's going to do everything she can to destroy the middle class. Her and her party, that's their fucking goal. They want to instill the Democratic Party for life running this country will be a fucking dictatorship. You'll never see an independent or a fucking Republican ever get elected again. Right. This republic will be the United States in name only.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. You got Mark Cuban, who's already a, you know, bedwetting liberal anyway. Mm-hmm. But he's one of the ones going, you know, okay, she cannot, you know, if she wants to keep the country running, her proposed, you know, future capital gains tax, you just can't do it if you want anything to be done in this country.
The other thing is, too, everybody needs to realize, and I've said this a couple times, I think I've said it to you, Sex Man. Even if Trump wins, he's a Band-Aid. The United States as a nation and a people have been, I'm not going to say we've been fatally wounded, but we're damn close. We're in ICU.
Oh, yeah. There is no, you know, you don't have, again, yeah, keep on throwing it back to like the 80s. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you had Democrats and Republicans, okay? And yeah, they had different visions of how to do things for the country. But I sincerely think that neither side hated the idea of America. Mm-hmm. And now, not saying that, you know, any of the Democrat policies were great, or Republican for that matter. Some of them were pretty screwy. But you have people in power right now since y'all's president Obama came in.
Not my fucking president. I didn't vote for Barry. He can kick
right, but ever since he came in, there is a clear line drawn. I don't see, you can't fix it. It's not a purely a red or blue thing. This is a um, oh gosh, how do you say it? Um, I mean, it's literally like a Soviet style blue and red.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how you're ever going to fix that rift in between them.
Well, the problem is too, you talk about that, but let's go a step further and look at our culture. Let's look at our voting. Let's see what the word is I'm looking for. The newest batch of voters we got coming up.
Mm.
The ones who actually were born here, not the ones that were bussed and flown all over the fucking country to stack the votes in those areas. They've been fed all this bullshit, and they don't understand or appreciate what this country once was. Right. We're old enough where we remember how it used to be. And that, I'm not talking about 100 fucking years ago. I'm talking about, look back 20 years and how much shit has changed. Okay, just 20 years. That's all. Look at how drastically stuff has changed. Right? Think about back when George W. was in office. Now, granted, he wasn't the best president in the world. I'm not saying he was, but he was better than the alternative. All right?
Yeah.
Then you get, as soon as Barry came in, shit started going sideways. And you had everything from the dollar getting devalued to, all these crazy ass government programs that ultimately cost the taxpayers more money. Remember when they were trying to put all that money into green technology?
Oh, yeah.
Knowing damn good and well, all they were doing is propping up their fucking supporters. That's all they were doing. Sending all that damn money there. Now we got damn administration that has got us in multiple conflicts, trying to get us in more. I mean, look how much of your grandkids' taxes have been sent to fucking Ukraine.
Right.
Somewhere we shouldn't even be involved. That's between them and Russia. My philosophy is maybe you shouldn't have dicked Russia around and ended up where you're at.
Right.
I'm not saying Putin's a good guy, and I'm not saying Russia's, the place to be, but there were agreements made and deals struck that the United States went back on, from what I understand. And Ukraine basically is a corrupt ass country anyways. Maybe not the people, but the fucking leadership sure as shit aren't. So we're going to bail them out because why? And you spend all that fucking money, yet we've got people on our streets that serve this country with dignity who couldn't assimilate or had issues, and they're living on the fucking street while you're sending all these crooked ass people in fucking Ukraine billions of dollars.
Oh yeah, just printing it up and sending it over.
Yeah, help me to understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just saying. But going back to my original point, I saw a meme. I'm sure many people here are seeing it too, where it says, you got an employee who's worked for you for 3.5 years and has done nothing they were assigned. Backstabbed their boss, and now is saying if you promote them in November, they'll do everything that they were supposed to have done the 3.5 years they were here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's spot the fuck on. That cackling cockholster has done nothing. Nothing.
No.
Except
Zero.
Hide and show up cackling and talking nonsense at fucking places that may just, if she talks without teleprompter, you have to like fly in people to fucking disseminate what she's saying. It's so damn ass backwards.
I feel bad for the person who's going to be up there doing the
You see the
sign
person
language
sitting there
thing?
doing sign language?
Yeah,
And
the
it's
sign
like,
language
you're
interpreter.
gonna see them stop and look like, what the fuck did she just say? Or they're not going to have a sign language for it because whatever she said.
Right.
The other thing that I find really humorous is when she goes to different parts of the country, her accent changes.
Oh yeah.
One place she's a hood rat, the other place she's something else. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, did you like spend part of your 3.5 years, when you weren't on your knees taking acting classes?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
no,
even her accent sucks.
confused. Help me out. And look, for all the women out there that may be looking at this, I am not trying to throw shade on a woman or anything like that or sound sexist. This bitch right here is a Marxist piece of garbage. All right? She is the very thing that does not need to be in power in any way, size, shape, or form in this country. She's exactly the opposite of everything our founding fathers envisioned in a leader. Okay? Has nothing to do with her being a woman. If anything, she's a fucking disgrace to all you women because isn't she one that's always championing all this trans fucking nonsense and deviancy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
LGBTQ F15, B52, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, they add on a fucking letter or a damn vowel every fucking time you hear about it. They made it longer.
Yeah. She just proves the patriarchy always wins.
Just saying. So, but I want to digress for a minute on a couple other things. I had this discussion the other day with a good friend of mine. We've always had gun violence, right? As unfortunate as it is, we've always had it, but it seems that all of a sudden it's everywhere. Okay? Like it's more. First, you had somebody trying to kill Trump. Let's be blunt. That was a fucking assassination attempt. Wasn't no alleged bullshit to it. Somebody was trying to kill 45.
Right.
All right? Let's just be clear. Okay? Not only that, but you're seeing a pattern of these young adults or teenagers that are committing these crimes. These aren't 40-year-old white men that are pissed off and going after a political person because they're mad about their job or they're mad about, they this, that, or the other. These are indoctrinated young adults and children. They've been indoctrinated by the left and by the fucker we've allowed in the schools, in public schools primarily, and weak-minded parents. All right? I'm all for a child having an opinion, a viewpoint, that's fine. But when you live in my fucking house, your opinion takes a backseat, if not the fucking trunk, in the household. I might take what you would like. Like, if you have a suggestion, I might hear it. But as far as politics or anything else in that house, you might as well keep that shit buttoned up, buddy.
Right.
I remember going round and round with both my children, who are both grown adults now. And, it's unfortunate that a lot of these kids have gone out and done these heinous crimes and killed all these innocent people. Look at the family they come from.
Oh my God, yeah.
Look, there's a common denominator in all of them. the parents are fucked in the head, or it's a broken household, everybody's a fucking convict. I understand people make mistakes and get in trouble with the law sometimes, make a bad decision. I'm not talking about them. But it's like they're cherry picking these people, and these people are going out there and doing these crimes. Look at the dude that went into the grocery store up north and opened up, and it was in the predominant black grocery store, if I remember correctly. He came in there, tacked out, and started just clipping people in the parking lot, walked in the store, and continued to kill people.
Right.
Look at the guy in Uvalde, Texas, or wherever the hell it was. And well, of course, that whole law enforcement group, their ass should be guarding rubber dog shit in a damn warehouse somewhere, because they shouldn't be law enforcement. But look at all the shit behind him. How did a dude that used to work at a fucking Wendy's go and get a damn Daniel Defense? Well, I forget how many thousands of rounds, magazines, then a secondary AR. How do you do that?
Funding from a different source.
Well, okay, and let's look at the guy in was it Parkland, Lakeland, the one in Florida that killed all the people?
Parkland, maybe?
Yeah, Parkland. Most of these people, the law enforcement's been to their house. The fucking FBI has been there. But it's like, oh, well, we were aware. What the fuck do you mean you're aware? So let me get this straight. You can go lock up a fucking grandmother who was at the Capitol on January 6th, pissed off because she was watching her country be ripped to all the hell. Just happened to be there at the damn building. You're going to make sure you find her ass and incarcerate her, but you can't stay on top of a fucking teenager with possible domestic terrorist designs. Really? Sounds like your fucking resources are a little bit skewed.
Did you watch they showed a couple of times yesterday and today the interview from a year ago when the FBI went and questioned the father?
You talking about in Appalachia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, we got guns at the house, but they're not our, don't have ammunition, blah blah blah. I mean, just a real just a dumbass. Not for saying that, just you can tell that the guy was just so full of shit his eyes are brown. I mean, but yeah, and even looking at the they were given a countdown, a time of when the mom actually called the school resource people and said, you'd have to get him out of class. It was an hour before he started shooting. And I think they went and got the wrong student and sent that student back, and then just, okay, no big deal. But yeah, it's you and I both can remember driving up to high school, gun rack in the back.
Yep.
I had one.
Yep.
Rifle or shotgun in said truck. And there was never I'm so damn mad, I'm just going to go inside and shoot everybody.
No, you know how you handled shit when you got mad?
You went out to the flagpole?
Yeah. You
and you settled it.
Right there. That's what you did.
Yeah.
Either you got your ass whooped or they got their ass whooped. And 9 times out of 10, you end up being friends after wherever the stupid shit was you were fighting over to begin with.
Right.
But now everybody's got fucking Call of Duty and Respawn on their fucking head. And they think that, oh, well, I'll just go grab a piece and light their ass up. And I'll get everybody that's friends with them too. Because it's a mentality that's been allowed to creep into the kids of today. And when we were coming up as teenagers, we grasped mortality. But we didn't think about it because when you're a teenager, you go, hell, I got my whole life in front of me, right?
Right.
But we went to church or we had some religious bearing more often than not. And we didn't think in terms of killing things. If we were upset, we're either going to talk about it or we're going to fight about it. There wasn't going to be a knife. There wasn't going to be a gun. There wasn't going to be no driving a fucking car through a shopping center. We were going to get out there and somebody was going to get their ass tore up, whether it was us or them. That was it. Right?
Yeah.
And now you don't see nobody getting in fights. Everything escalates. If they get into a fist fight, next thing you know, a knife's coming out, a gun's coming out. It never fails. You know? And there lies your problem. And you got the left and cackling cockholster trying to say, oh, there's too much gun violence. There is, but it has nothing to do with the firearm or the manufacturers.
No.
Or the people who honestly, the law-abiding citizens who own them. It's the fucking, it's the, what you've created on purpose, the society you've created, that instead of discussing or just going the old way and duking it out, they go straight to, DEFCON 1 and start killing people.
Yeah,
it's
amazing to see the lack of responsibility taken by the left for creating this culture, and then just saying, it's guns. No, I mean, it's exactly like you just said. People that you don't respect authority, you don't respect the fact, life in general.
Let me ask you this: when you were a teenager, and I know you had run-ins with law, fuck, I know I did. All right. Even if the cop was a dickhead to you, did you ever raise your voice or start talking shit to him?
Nope. Yes sir, no sir.
That's it. You think that shit happens now?
No, because
everybody, motherfucker. They want to sit there and try to argue and humiliate and intimidate the damn policeman.
Yeah.
Or the sheriff's deputy. Again, that is the culture you fucking created on purpose. Whatever dumbass came up with the term defund the police needs to have the living shit slapped out of them.
Right.
Because I know police officers. Now, granted, there's bad apples out there. There's bad apples everywhere. I mean, look at Washington, D.C. You got a whole fucking busload of them.
Right.
But the point I'm making is that there's cops out there trying to do their job and protect and serve. There's law enforcement out there that takes their shit seriously. It's not everywhere. Everyone's not bad. They're out there just trying to make a living and keep you safe. And you're going to sit there and give them shit because you think that's what you're supposed to do. No, you're not. You're supposed to treat them with respect. They have the power of the law behind them. That's a fuck around and find out moment.
Yeah.
See, now, if they fuck around and find out, all of a sudden you want to have a hue and a cry and burn shit down because you got called out. Again, there's the culture that's been fucking created.
Yep. Get your name on your mama's shirt, right?
Well, I mean, look, dude, I go back to who was the guy in Florida? The kid in Florida had Skittles, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of his name. Come on. It was a security guard. And they called him the media was referring to the guy who shot him as a white Hispanic.
Trayvon Martin was the guy that got shot. George Zimmerman was the one that shot him.
Yep, that's it. And they were referring to him as they had to throw race in there some kind of way.
Right.
Now, do I think Zimmerman was at fault from what I recall? Yeah, he should have left well enough alone and called the law and stayed out of it. He went a step too far. Now, that being said, that's where the seeds got sown for all this shit. Started right in there. And then you had Ferguson, when all that shit got burned down, which I'd like to say still looks like a shithole because they ain't fixed nothing back that they burned down.
Right.
Whenever I have to go to St. Louis to catch a flight, I get to ride by that shithole. It's good times. Then you had the whole thing with what was it? Come on, the patron saint of fentanyl.
Oh, George
Floyd. And then you had the other guy that pulled up in front of the apartment building, and there was a restraining order, and the cops were trying to cease and desist. He reached under the seat, and he got them shot and paralyzed. Remember that one?
No.
Well, I mean, it's just a long list. But see, every one of these was a black male, and the police trying to do their job, and it got politicized to further a cause. And then you have BLM and Antifa getting in it. Now, the problem I have with BLM and Antifa, and I know what I've seen. I know what I saw in D.C. the 2 times I was there, and BLM and Antifa were there. You could pick out the fucking government plants in them.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
And there was people there instigating those fuckers. There was people there instigating the patriots that were there on the 6th. Ray Epps.
Right.
Who, that motherfucker was bulletproof. Wait 10 minutes, please. Sorry. I digress. So,
Epps is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought to myself, you know, I remember seeing him. If I'm not mistaken, I remember seeing him on the 6th. Now, maybe my memory's a little fuzzy, but I remember seeing him there. I remember seeing a lot of talking heads, a lot of different people there. But to me, when I was there, boots on the ground, you could feel something in the air.
Yeah.
There was a palpable something hanging over you. I can't explain any other way than that. And I'll never forget it. You know, I hate what happened on January 6th. I hate that we had a veteran gunned down and murdered by a piece of shit Capitol policeman.
Right.
His ass should have been prosecuted. But again, these are all things that were put into place to occur the way they did. A lot of things you've seen happen have happened organically because they were put in place to happen. And the reason they let them happen organically is because it makes the people who are orchestrating it one step removed. Think about that for a minute. I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. I'm trying to get you to think outside the box. Instead of pointing your finger at, oh, you caused this, look at how things have transpired. Look at the kid who tried to shoot President Trump. Okay? Look at the massive lapse on the Secret Service's part, the State Department, everybody up. Look at all the lapses prior to him getting shot at. There were things done that should have never been done. There were things that should have been done that never got done. Okay? Prior to this event. Then when the person was identified, all of a sudden comms aren't working or messages aren't getting to people. Think about it, people. Dig and do your research. They wanted that kid to kill 45.
Shit.
They wanted it to happen organically, and they were going to spin it a certain way. And what happened was, grace of God or whatever, St. Michael must have been saying, oh, can't let that happen. And he stepped in and had Trump turned. If Trump not turned, his ass would have been dead.
Yeah.
Okay? That split second.
But it doesn't take a whole lot. Sorry, I was sitting there doing the same conversation with my mic off, but yeah, but it doesn't take a whole lot of critical thinking to think about. Okay, who does all this stuff benefit? Everything that you just said, who does it benefit? Well, it benefits certain people in the federal government who want to clamp down tighter on your rights.
Yep.
And it benefits the pockets of the BLM folks, and even though they would deny it, the Antifa folks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they, even though they're opposed to each other, it's like two forces working together for different things.
Right.
But yeah, it's just perfect, like I said, for the feds, because you get more and more of this shit happening. They'll just crack down. They turn that screw a little tighter each time.
Yeah.
A little tighter each time.
Well, think about this. What's the number one thing politicians always are beating their chest about? Gun control.
Oh yeah.
Our forefathers had just gotten through fighting a war with a tyrannical enemy and bled dearly and would not be able to pull it off had it not been for the French saving our ass. And I'm no big fan of the French, but they helped us.
Sure.
Right? Had it not been for that, we would all be having tea and crumpets and whatever the fuck else, spotted dick every day. All right.
Yeah.
So my point being, the Second Amendment was put in there for a reason, because our forefathers knew how important it was to be able to protect yourself, protect your family, protect your country, your town, because with them, that war was fought in the streets and in the farms of those colonists. Okay? An AR-15 or a damn SKS or whatever your flavor is only a weapon of war when they try to fucking take it.
Right.
Okay? When you went out there and you bought it at the gun show or wherever the hell you got it, Fred's Gun and Pawn or whatever, you didn't go buying it thinking, oh, I'm going to go get into some shit now. No, you got it because you wanted it for whatever reason, whether you wanted a good semi-automatic weapon, this platform, that platform, you wanted to go plinking with it, you wanted to get in a 3-gun tournament, whatever. It's your fucking prerogative. If you're not a convict, you can get one.
Right.
All right? That's your right. Okay? So they know as long as those are free flowing to the people, that is a huge impediment. They want to get rid of the First Amendment. Okay? They do not want free speech.
No.
They want that quashed big time. That's why they try to get rid of TikTok so bad, because they can't control it. Well, the Second Amendment protects all the other amendments. You can read that however you want to. It's a fact. The Second Amendment allows the rest of the amendments to be safe. Now, that's not to say that the federal government isn't doing their damnedest to fucking shred our Constitution at every chance they get and disregard shit. They do that. But they can't blatantly just dissolve one of your rights. Okay? Because it would be too in your face and it would draw too much attention. Okay? This is a death by 1,000 cuts you're seeing right now.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Frog in the pot, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt. And so you've got to I'm trying not to sound like a damn negative Nancy here, but I used to be the guy that always had hope. I figured, keep praying about it, this, that, and the other. We're gonna endure, all right. But I'm beginning to believe, and again, this is me, and I'm not a guy who goes to church every day or every Sunday. I have my beliefs and whatnot. That's fine. But my thoughts are, I'm beginning to believe that the good Lord is looking down on us and saying, y'all screwed the pooch. You took religion out of schools. You've accepted evil. You've accepted deviancy. You're trying to make it accepted in the norm. Watch TV. Watch one program that doesn't have two dudes or two women lip locking or whatever the hell else they're doing.
Right.
I mean, teach their own. Let your freak flag fly. But don't try to depict it to me as normal fucking behavior, because it's not. If that was the case, when we were designed by our Creator, either sex could bear children.
Exactly.
There's a reason why there's a man and a woman.
Innie and a outie.
That's it. You either got indoor plumbing or outdoor plumbing. That's it. There's no in between. There ain't none of that shit that converts. No. And no other mammal on the fucking planet behaves that way. And you're going to try and convince me and my children that it's normal. Fuck you. I digress. I'm all soapbox. Going back to the. I'm just saying. I get fired up. I need to get off that. Going back to the debate tonight. I truly hope that Tulsi Gabbard did a good job with Trump, and he listens, and he doesn't get sucked into the vortex of cockholster.
Right.
It's going to be very important that he pulls it off and gets through it. It's just there's so much writing on this, because if he doesn't perform well tonight, it gives them that footing. They will spin it like Kamala is the second coming of whatever fucked up God they worship, and that she's going to set things right. Okay?
Unfortunately, that's true.
Speaking of Kamala, I ride a bike a lot, right? Well, my circuit going through the neighborhood, there's this one lady. I want to say she's a retired postal worker. I don't know. I can't remember. But she's got a damn Kamala wall sign in her damn front yard. And she's got to be like 80. And it says, "Protect democracy." And I want to roll up to her when she's outside her yard. Can I just bend your ear for a second? I see your sign. I commend you for standing behind the candidate. And I think that's great. That's what this country's all about. But you understand we're not a democracy, right?
I guarantee you she wouldn't understand that.
She would lose her shit.
Yeah.
And I see that sign, and it's like I want to deviate into her yard and ride through it on my e-bike. I don't. I behave because it's her property. But it's just I see shit like that, and I'm thinking, our society honestly thinks we're a fucking democracy. Half of it does.
Yeah.
We've been asleep at the fucking wheel, and this goes back to what I was saying about our Creator. All right. I'm beginning to think that we screwed the pooch so bad with the perfect, I'm not going to say perfect, but as close to perfect as we could have asked for to call home.
Yeah.
And we fucked it so bad and allowed so much shit to infiltrate it and drag it down that I'm beginning to think the good Lord's saying, y'all going to have to endure some fire and brimstone and get to the other side, and we'll see where you're at then. Because we've brought this on ourselves as a people.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I do believe he does that as a teaching, you know.
yeah, this is a big teaching component. I'm just not looking forward to it.
No,
You know, I'm just, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. But, you know, they always say the good Lord works mysterious ways. And, brother, I mean, let's say by the grace of God and the planets align and I don't know, they find a sex tape of Hitler and Big Mike. Um,
cool.
Somehow Trump wins. Okay. Do you really think they're going to allow him back in the White House? Do you think they're going to what is it they do in January? There's a word for it, and I'm sorry it escapes me. It's when they go over the election results and confirm that he's the president or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The idea has already been floated by some more of the fucking shitbag DNC to just don't confirm it. Now, if you want to know what an insurrection is, that's exactly what that is. That's your own fucking government having an insurrection to stop the people from electing the very person they elected to be in charge. That's your own government taking it upon themselves to take over your country.
Yeah, if you wanted to start a civil war, that's how you do it.
Yeah. So let's say that by some grace of God again, and there's more sex tapes, that he gets confirmed. Unless there's a way for them to go into the DOJ, root and stem, and remove all these political fucktards are in there trying to do all this devious shit that are on the payroll of the Clinton and fucking Biden crime families or whatever the hell they're all involved with. They all got bunkers being built on Maui. I don't know, something. Right. They got something together. They all like, you know, they all had frequent flyer miles with Epstein. I don't know. The point is that you're going to have to go in there, root and stem, and remove all them, and if possible, expose them.
Right.
The problem is, I don't think you got enough people to do it. I don't think the politicians are going to back Trump because I think there's too many of them involved in it on both sides of that. I don't think you got enough hardworking fucking people in the DOJ and FBI, wherever, to get it done. Because it's become, you've got so many political sycophants in these different divisions now. It's just layer upon layer upon layer of fuckery.
Yeah.
And you're going to be running a country with all of that working against you. Knowing it's working against you. Knowing that you've got a Secret Service detail that could take a nap and just let shit happen to you. Now, again, I'm not throwing shade on those people in law enforcement, DOJ, Secret Service, whatever, that get up every day and try to do their job. I commend you. But it's the fucking bad apples and the bad players running shit that put everyone in this situation. Now, if somehow he gets in office and he gets sworn in, it's going to be like he's a fucking wanted man.
Oh, yeah.
And you think that people won't let something else organically happen to him? Think that shit.
Oh, yeah, I would hope at that point. And you got to know that they understand it, too. You know, his team understands that. But you would hope that if, you know, when he gets elected and when he gets put in office, that. It's one of those hope upon hope that he has the people that are loyal to him enough to go ahead and carry torch for him.
But it only takes one bad seed on that detail.
Yeah, true.
One bad seed that doesn't follow their training or their oath, he's fucked. Think about it. Think this through. You already know that, well, they're claiming that Iran has a hit on him, which I'm beginning to think this is a Russian collusion thing where they're just trying to pull shit out the ass to take the eyes off the prize, per se. I don't know. And again, this is me speculating. I may be completely wrong, and I'm cool with that. I'll own that if I am. But at this point, I don't trust anything the fucking mainstream media tells us about anything, whether it's fucking COVID or it's the fucking monkeypox or, who was paying for what to kill so-and-so or who pissed on a bed when they had two hookers in Russia. All that bullshit is smoke and mirrors to confuse the American people, to turn them off and keep them ignorant of what's going on around them.
Right.
And the bad thing is, you've got a lot of people here that if it's not on CNN, it ain't true. If it's not on MSNBC, it ain't true. If it's not on Good Morning America, it ain't true. That's what you're fighting. And then you've got the huge influx of all the illegals that have been parked in here to inflate the numbers that are on the fucking voting registries.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that happen? I mean, maybe somebody can fill me the fuck in, because here's the thing. Me and my wife had this discussion earlier. All right. You got to have a license to drive. You got to have a license to carry a weapon, concealed carry permit. You got to be 18 to purchase tobacco. I remember we used to be 16, I think, but 18. Yeah. But yet they're wanting to make it like, let's take firearms, for instance. They're wanting to say, well, you can't buy a gun at 18. We need to do away with that, make you have to be 21. Okay, well, here's what I'll tell you if that's the way you want to fucking roll. We'll make it where across the board you have to be 21 to buy a firearm. I'm cool with that. But when we do that, you got to be 21 to vote. You got to be 21 to join the military. You got to be 21 to buy tobacco. And let's go ahead and say you got to be 21 to get a driver's license, an adult ID.
Right.
Until then, you've got a minor. I mean, you can't piecemeal fuckery. It's either going to be one way or the other. All right? And see, they don't want that. They want to, so you got to have ID to show who you are. Okay? I don't have a problem with an illegal coming here to try and earn a fucking living because they live in a shithole. All right? I get that. However, they shouldn't be given any kind of benefits. If you want to make it where they can get health care, set up a fucking clinic, and that's where they can go.
On your own dime.
Exactly. It can be low cost, or it can be volunteers or whatever. That's fine. But I'm not funding it. I shouldn't have to.
No.
What you want to do is encourage them to get a green card and become a dual citizen or a citizen so they can get these perks of being an American citizen. Okay? That's the whole point. But I also have an issue when you give somebody from another fucking country benefits you don't give its own citizens.
Yep.
Classic example. Now, I may not have my facts completely straight here, but I'm pretty close. Okay, let's say that I'm from Oh, let's pick a fucked up country. Let's say I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay.
And I come to the country and I say, I want to buy me a Circle K. The government gives me a 7-year interest-free loan here on our dime. In 7 years, you have to pay taxes and this, that, and other. So I fly my cousin's auntie's sister over, and at 6 years and 354 days, I'd title it over to her. Guess what? They now have 7 years.
Right.
And it just goes on and on and on. Now, let me or Felix Brown down in the hood try to go get us some help, and they're going to tell us, kick rocks, go to a bank, get in debt.
Yeah.
But yet, you're fine with turning on the fucking spigot and just giving these motherfuckers my tax money. That I busted my ass and had to give you tyrants, you bunch of fucking parasites, the money so you can run loose and spend it.
Yeah.
No, there needs to be checks and balances.
Oh, there absolutely should be. Anytime anything like that goes through the federal government, it's like a spending bill, directly related to, like what you're saying, giving benefits to anybody. It should be a national referendum that you get to vote on.
I agree. Anytime that they want, like the whole thing with Ukraine or anything else, that should have been voted upon by the people, not the fucking politicians.
Yeah.
They want to get a raise for themselves, it should be up to us, not them. What
Right.
kind of fucked up shit is that? Hell, when I was working, if I could give myself a raise, I never fucking retired.
Exactly.
I said, shit, I'm gonna ride this gravy biscuit till the wheels fall.
Exactly. Ride the gravy train all the way.
I mean, dude, what? And you wonder why it's corrupt. You give these motherfuckers a blank check and they go to the International Bank of China and get in debt with them crooked fucks, which that's a whole other thing for another show. I ain't got damn time to jump off that damn bridge.
Yeah.
But they just, it's like fucking monopoly money, these fuckers, because they don't get affected by any of these decisions they make. They're insulated because of who they are and where they're at in the scheme of things.
Oh yeah.
It's the middle class. Yeah. It's the middle class that gets fucked by them. And they're perfectly fine with that because they want the middle class done away with. They want us all to be a bunch of fucking serfs indentured to these motherfuckers, where they decide how much we make, what we eat, where we live, what we wear, what we say, how we procreate. Nah.
Cradle to grave, baby.
Ain't happening, brother. I'm not built that way.
No.
My parents didn't raise me that way. My dad would roll over in his grave if I started doing some of that dumb shit. So,
yeah,
not happening. I know that we've got the debate coming up. I don't want to keep people any longer than absolutely necessary. Palmetto, I know you hate these motherfuckers and you don't want to be there. I get it. I will try and give some cliff notes after I watch it, provided I haven't broke my TV. But if you can't watch it and you think it might drive you nuts, just dip in and out on it. Go watch and then jump over to it occasionally.
Right. I'm sure there's going to be enough fuckery in this.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot. Pop your popcorn, maybe get you a bottle of Jack to take the edge off.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be fuckery, and it will be in your face. I want to see how bad they try to protect the cackling cockholster, because they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
I personally think that what Trump should have done, he should have told them, we're going to do it in a town hall on Newsmax, or you can suck my left nut. I'll see you on election day.
Right.
That's what he should have done. But he didn't. He tried to play nice. I personally would have said, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Does anybody else get the feeling that fucking Walls reminds you of like this pervert Uncle Fester?
I was gonna say, who was
Every time that
John Wayne
motherfucker,
Gacy, man.
he has that fucking shit-eating, cackling grin, or he just was weird.
Yeah.
It's like Gollum and Fester had some kind of love child. What the fuck?
It's like John Wayne Gacy.
I don't know, dude. It's, every time I see that dude, he gives me the creeps.
That's America's dad, though, dude.
Yeah, that's why all his family's supporting Trump.
Exactly.
Fine individual. All right, look, I'm sorry. Saxman, I'm going to give you the floor to close things off. Then I'll say a couple parting words. We'll jet out of here.
All right. Vote, vote, vote. Vote early, vote often. And I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but vote red, man. That's what I got.
Piggyback off that, if you're able and you've got the time, reach out to the local. I want to say either reach out to your Republican office, or I think it's the Tea Party in your state or area, and see about being a poll watcher or a poll worker, because a lot of these places are shorthanded and they need people like us in there to be paying attention.
Right.
I know it's a pain in the ass and it may not be something you're really looking forward to doing, but it's something we need to step up and do if we can. I can't stress that enough. That being said, I just want to say thank all of you for being here. Keep the faith. Let's pray for our country. Pray for 45. Hope it becomes 47. And we will hopefully see you on the flip side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.